All right, welcome back to Dr. Anonymous Show on Blog Talk Radio. This will this will definitely be a short show here tonight because I'm quickly losing steam here. So some predictions here, just after my experience here at the meeting. And again, I'm a doctor. I'm not I'm not in pharma. I don't know the industry. I'm not a marketer. I'm not in health communications. These are just guesses. And some of them are self-evident, but I'm just going to say them anyway. So pharma will not get docs on social media. I mean, that's pretty evident. They want to get doctors on social media, but it's not going to happen. Are doctors like me who are doing a lot of social media, am I going to get doctors on social media? Not right away. Not as fast as some other people are going to do that. Who's going to do it? Who's going to get doctors on social media? It's going to be the public. It's going to be patients. It's going to be patients pushing the doctors to do some of this social media digital stuff. It's not a big prediction, but that's what I think. And that's where that's where the pharmaceutical companies, I think, are going to pour their resources. I think pharma will get digital access to doctors via the patient. I really think that pharma is going to explore this. They're going to explore this utility of this e-patient movement. Been hearing a lot about e-patients if you've been on Twitter for the past month. These they were once called electronic patients. Now they've added all kinds of adjectives now. The empowered patient. Why are they going to do this? Because there's less regulations than there are with doctors. I mean, I can't even get a pen. I can't even get a pen from a drug rep. For example, if I get free stuff from pharma, any kind of free stuff, even a pen, that's why a pen has been banned now. Everyone would be attacking my credibility, even as a, social media superstar. They'd say, I am biased. I shouldn't be accepting that stuff from those people. But if I'm like a mommy blogger, or if I'm like a diabetes blogger and I get free stuff, do they get the same scrutiny? Do they get the same accusations of bias when it comes to their blogs and podcasts and videos? I don't know. I just think that's interesting to think about. But I think this is where pharma is going to really start to explore some of this stuff. Think about it. And the other thing I think pharma is going to do, I think they're just going to go back to what was working before. I think they're just going to go back to this direct-to-consumer marketing, the whole ask your doctor about my drug, so the patients will push the doctors to use some of this digital stuff as far as social media, as far as websites, as far as portals. Because it's interesting, because I sat through a whole presentation of a couple of people who were showing their pharmaceutical friends, their marketing and communication friends, how beautiful some of these physician portals are to their drugs. And I'm sitting there going, I don't see a doctor going to somebody's physician portals to get some of this information. I just don't see it. Why is that? Well, I mean, I put this on my blog before. I mean, if it's not in the physician workflow, if I have to step out of my workflow to go to some site somewhere, that's not really going to happen. I mean, integrate the thing. I mean, I would consider looking at, sidebars, on my EMR, get more information about this drug. Even better, if I'm in my office and I'm prescribing something, wouldn't it be nice for me to know, how much is my patient going to pay for this medicine? Is it on formulary? Is it like a tier 2 drug? Is it a tier 3 drug, meaning it's more cost to the patient? Wouldn't that be nice to know right at the point of care? That'd be helpful for me. And another thing that I get really annoyed about is, when I talk to some of these reps, they all they do is they give me these vouchers, they give me these cards, they give me these things to give to the patient to say, oh, if you give this patient this card, they will save X amount of money when they go to the pharmacy. You know how many cards that I have in the closet there? They're for all kinds of medicines. I can't keep track of all that kind of stuff. Wouldn't it be nice if I could just see that when I'm working in my record to say, hey, that would, I could just click this thing and whatever this, voucher is or cost savings would go right to the pharmacy. I wouldn't have to worry about going to some other place in the office to get this card, to make sure it's activated, to make sure that it's not expired. Just put it in my workflow, and I would use it. That's the stuff I'm looking for. Make it useful for me. Don't make me go somewhere. I have never been someone who is, believed in, build it and they will come. Build the perfect website for me as a doctor to go to learn about your drug. That is not going to happen. It's not. Let's see what else. Actually, that felt pretty good. That felt pretty good getting all that out of there. Some other themes that came out of this thing here, which I think was very interesting at a marketing and communications conference. One of the things that came out, and one of the things that was really cool was, they had a couple of patient sessions there. They had a couple of sessions where they had patient advocates there talking to pharmaceutical companies and saying, hey, you want to know how to market to patients? Ask us. I think it's hilarious. Because a lot of these talks or a lot of these sessions were marketing people telling how you should market to patients. And you go to these patient sessions, you're like, hey, ask us how to market to us. Oh, man. And yeah, another thing too, I mentioned high tech and high touch before, and there was a couple of sessions that I went to, which was really interesting. They were talking about, the more and more use of technology, and how are doctors going to use this technology? Are they just going to focus on the computer and not talk to the patient? What happened to the art of the, bedside manner and all that kind of stuff? Which is an interesting thing. I think doctors are still trying to, except for those people in residency now or in medical school, trying to figure out how to balance the thing. How can I get the work done in the computer and still, pay attention to the patient? And the other thing that came up too is that as you're using more technology, how are reps going to continue to have a relationship with docs because they are using the technology and forgetting about the simple things like, saying hello or, being social. I mean, social media is about being social, isn't it? It's not about the technology. Social media is a tool of communication. It's not a checkbox. It's not a checkbox saying, oh, our company has a Facebook page, we're done. Or, that type of thing. Okay. let me take another break here, and I'll do probably one more segment, and then I'll be done. I'll be after the break here. I'll be talking about the fun stuff at this meeting, and a couple of cool people that I was able to meet and catch up with. I met a bunch of people, but a couple people that I just wanted to talk about before the end of the show. So you're listening to the Dr. Anonymous show on Blog Talk Radio here. Probably one more segment, and we'll be done here this evening. Thank you all for joining me, and we'll be right back.